I believe we are who we are and how we operate, how we respond to pressure because of the inbuilt traumas that grew with us while we were maturing, generated from our parents.
Parents use. Is there a child that took you through that experience?
Yeah.
No. Using the notes that their parents used on them.
Thank you.
Without knowing that the other notes you copied, and it's not you who wrote them. You're just like living the world of 𝑚𝒐𝒏𝒈. Like
wow. And so how Africans, we don't really plan. The Western world usually plans for, not usually, but at least they know when they are ready to do certain things.
Are you in that space?
Welcome to another episode of Being Human podcast with me, yours truly, Agnes Maggimbi. I'm not going to forget reminding you that on this platform, we just talk about real life issues, things that affect us mentally, because it starts with the mental and then it goes to the outside. And today we have an expert in the building. You know those things of when we come here and tell you stuff, you'll be like, but today in the house, we have an expert. But he'll tell you more about himself. Welcome.
Thank you.
Gitta Emmanuel Freeman. I think the audience needs to know what you do. Because this is, you've come branded fully. I see Munange Counseling Center, so Banange. I think after here, I'm going through a session.
It is okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be hosted here in the discussion with Agnes. It's quite something that I love doing, talking about mental health, talking about counseling.
Yeah.
And as she's told you, my name's I'm a counselor by profession. I am the public relations officer of Uganda Counseling Association.
Oh, wow.
And Munange Counseling Center is one of the organizations, or should I say, it's one of the counseling centers that are registered with Uganda Counseling Association that we do monitor.
Okay.
So yes, and I'm so glad to be here to talk about mental health, counseling, and whatever entails psychosocial well-being.
Okay. For starters, allow me humble myself and say apologies for being a late comer.
It is okay. In Kampala, we understand.
We have traffic, but
budget your time well, and then the traffic tells you otherwise.
Yeah. So I think before we dive into the hot topic for today, why Munange? Because the way it sounds, it's very relatable with. First tell us why Munange, and do you spearhead it, or it's just something you monitor under Uganda Counseling Association? It is something we monitor under Uganda Counseling Association. It's one of the organizations we do monitor. Oh.
But why they chose that, I think they wanted to rely more with the society and what they do. And Munange feels like you're my person. Exactly.
Anyway, so our today's topic hints on how the modern day parent can practice self-parenting. I don't know if I put it right. And the genesis of all this is childhood traumas. I believe we are who we are and how we operate, how we respond to pressure because of the traumas that we actually, the inbuilt traumas that we that grew with us while we were maturing. And these are generated from our parents, of course, what we saw growing up, how they were emotionally unavailable and how that has made us avoidant adults, or how they could not handle conflicts. Then it also transferred to us. Like you have an argument with somebody, but you, instead of confronting them, or instead of actually tackling the situation, you just go silent because you do not know. Or you have a lover or a boyfriend or a husband, but you can't actually have an argument that is non-toxic. You know that argument where you argue and then mwena nemweta nemokolo lusirika. In English, yes.
They cannot be able to have they call them hard. They cannot have those confrontational discussions that are healthy.
Exactly, because also you saw your parents did this. Like that's what was at home. Or when your parents, let's say the father, because men usually cause more problems. Apologies, but yeah, when your father comes home late and then your mother, and then we have kids that grew up with parents that were just, screaming parents. Kolachino, wololo, wololo. And some were actually heavily beaten while growing up. So they became emotionally bulletproof. And now we have these same mothers, like I'm just talking about the 40 plus, because we have these same mothers that still carry on the same practices because that's what they know. That's the parenting they know. And we also have those kids that actually grew up with parents that were not at home. 𝒔𝒂𝒏. Now they're in the world and they're just trying to mitigate. So today, being an expert, and I believe these are some of things that you've come across, maybe you just share with us the self-parenting ways for the modern day parent. Because me, when I speak about things, people be like, "Gatazarangako," or you actually question somebody. Nagamba toina mwano yogerachi. I've been pinpointed many times. And you just enlighten us so that it's not coming from only me, but an expert who actually deals with these things on a day-to-day. And tell us how modern day parents can actually carry on a safety parenting without also being, because even the Bible states, spare the rod and spoil the child. So how it can be safe and also be in a proper way of you're not spoiling the kid. Because it's not to lead them to a trauma. But tell us more about that.
So I'll start with where you said, I'm an advocate for male mental health.
Yes.
So when you say men cause more problems, I believe it's a two-way traffic.
Sure.
And there are some men you found that are really so down to earth, and when you look at the wife, you're like,
she's toxic.
Very. And you're like, everything the guy just says, yes, mommy, yes, mommy, yes, mommy. And those are things that do happen around for different reasons.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to parenting, yes, people have grown up in toxic environments. But for parents who are out there, I just want to pose a question. Is your child responsible for what you went through?
True.
Like, you gave birth to this kid. Do they even know what you went through? Do they even need to know? There are statements some of the parents use. Is it the child that took you through that experience? No. Those were your parents.
True.
There is a picture usually that shows generational trauma, how we transfer it.
Yes.
Some of the parents out there, they're parenting children using the notes that their parents used on them.
Thank you.
While even their parents were using notes that got from their parents to use on these very children that became them.
Yes.
But without knowing that the other notes you copied, and it's not you who wrote them. You don't understand them. But you're just like living the world of the mirembe.
Amina.
Like,
wow.
It's not
I
changing.
love how you've put it.
It's not changing. I have said it and I'm not. So the challenge comes in while we are trying to build our own homes as parents.
Yes.
We are not trying to explore things beyond just what we know, but what can be, what could be, what can work out. And they usually don't ask those questions.
Heavy one.
So what notes are you using to raise your child? Are you using YouTube? I'm seeing people going to YouTube.
.com parents.
Now you're going to YouTube. There are very few of us, the Black people, that have taken time to record parenting videos. Now you're seeing a parenting video of a white telling you systems that are even in their law that are not in your law here.
Thank you.
You're using a white that is using an economic an economic related solution because they are financially stable or because their financial laws do govern it, and you're bringing it to here.
In Kampala.
You're talking about grounding.
Yeah.
You're going to ground the kid. I'm going to ground you.
Yes.
With what?
You won't watch television.
You will what? You won't watch television, but I
know.
Because with whites, they ground you with what you love.
Yeah.
And then later on, genda kuduko ndetere kino. Are you sure? Are you sure sigenda itira wa mkwano gwange mubuzeko hi hello mami antumye mbongeko. You've grounded. So one of the first things before even we get into what are the healthy ones is, do we even know? Do we even understand the ones we went through?
Yeah.
We've talked about past traumas.
Yes.
And I usually ask some parents, before you become a parent, did you heal from the things that still scare you from when you were a kid?
Do we even heal? Do we?
Did you heal? Like, did you ever sit back and get through and overcome all the traumas? Because many of the parents, they are bleeding on the kids who didn't cut them.
Yeah. I've seen that a lot with single mothers. Yeah.
Yes, is it my problem?
Yeah.
It is you. And I usually tell my clients, 90% of the problems we have in life are how we react to things around us.
Yes.
It's not the things that happen to us.
Yeah.
The people who lose something and they're like,
it's all right.
It's okay. Of course, I have nothing to do about it. Even if I cry over it for years, it's not coming back.
Yeah.
And then there's someone who will cry forever thinking that every time they cry, at least they're accounting for what they lost. So before you get into parenting, did you ever heal?
Yeah.
Some of them even still fear their own parents. Actually, even your children. When you go to judges,
you be like
very humble. And these kids are observant.
Yes.
Until you see they are still fearing. Until you have that fear around your grandparents.
Yeah.
Okay. Daddy fears Jaja.
Yes.
And then you realize that the same fear he's having is the same fear the children have.
Around you. Oh, wow. Wow.
You've never gotten a chance to talk about it with your parents, now even that you're grown up, of how they made you feel, how they got you traumatized. You never talk about it. And now you want your children also to be free with you. Are you free with your parents?
Yeah.
So that is very key before you look at yourself starting up a family or being able to take care of children. Are you in that space?
But okay, the challenge with that, I think I would relate to how Africans, we don't really plan. The Western world usually plans for, not usually, but at least they know when they are ready to do certain things, even starting up a family, even the number of kids they have. In Africa, for example, if you get pregnant, you do not plan. And then they'll just tell mwana wa katonda. And that
katonda yatua.
And that omwana wa katonda finds you in your mess. Because the things that we have as Africans and the traumas that we have are generated from people who did not actually plan for their lives. Sometimes when you're broke, you'll be like, why did my father run? No, be in the war. Watch the war. So that I'm also big. You get. So some of the things that we have are like 𝒑𝒂𝒏. Kubanga parents nabo balinga chiguddeo tugenderao. Even with marriage, they're like, oli ajja kamwiste pregnant, netwewasa. You get. So you find that some of their choices were poorly executed.
Even the children they give birth to, most of the people, you'll ask them, did you prepare for that pregnancy?
Yeah.
Or you just found out you're pregnant?
Yeah.
Most of them just find out.
Oh, wow.
But they never prepare for it.
Yes, exactly.
And if you don't prepare for something, it's bound to eat you up.
Yes.
Regardless of whether you are rich or what. I've seen people Now, look, currently, a kindergarten kid in a good kindergarten school, they're paying 1 million plus. Now, you have these people who have this excitement. Yeah, we've met, blah, blah. Yeah, you've had the fun, bichi. And before you know, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
And I know you're pregnant before you don't abort. And as you're a pregnant person, some of these people do not go for all the sessions of antenatal care to help them learn of how to go through these things, how to go through marriage, how to go through even having the children. Even before we get to birth alone. Yeah. There are some people who have rushed into marriage. You met someone on Instagram of like, hi, boo.
We have Christmas weddings, loading.
Hey. Hi, how are you? We're meetings. Day, you've had the fun, you've had the sex and everything. Yeah. And boom.
Things happen.
She gets pregnant.
Yeah.
And she says, for me, I'm coming from a Munyankole home. I'm coming from a Muganda home. I'm coming from a given kind of religion, tribe home. Yeah. I can't give birth before we have done Kwanjura, Kuhinjira, and
everything.
So that is how the wedding kicks in. But remember, you met with excitement, had the fun, and the kid is here. Now you've gotten into
the kid.
I'm having parents that had weddings on dates. They were totally ready. Guy is in a rental of 400K. Is earning at most 1.5.
Well, that's why we should consider civil weddings. Because
you can't with Uganda. They want Senga to see.
500 people for who?
They want Senga to see, Kojagundi to see. They want the whole world to know that you're getting married.
Yeah.
But then you get into the marriage space. The kid is coming. You've been under the tension for organizing the wedding. Yeah. You've not attended antenatal. Yes. You don't know how even to take care of the children.
Yeah.
Now see how you give birth to the kid.
And they find you in that mess.
And now, worst of all, postpartum depression kicks in.
Which they never
prepared you for that because you did not attend.
Yes.
The man comes within and is having issues as well as a man.
And he starts avoiding
work pressure. You know, I have seen people cry with their children. Like they don't know they are stuck.
Yeah.
But when you go back to the point of people do not prepare for these children.
Yes.
That's where the biggest challenge comes in.
Especially in Africa.
And we have girls. Yeah. We have girls, you're done with campus, you're sexually active. That's okay. But are you on any family planning, my friend?
Yeah.
Have you gone to see a family planning doctor to help you go through the various options that either are condoms? Healthy? And there are those, using them is one thing, but using them well is another.
How do they use them well?
I was with some, you know, you sit in discussions with these kids, and it tells you, there is where you reach and it is too much and you just pluck it off.
Hey.
The purpose is off.
Oh, okay.
You get? But
the finishing.
Are you using it well till the end?
Okay. Okay.
And how about after that? If we get to sex talk, it will be a different thing. Parenting. So now, Maririza, you've gotten the kid has come in.
Yeah.
You could have been they have been the only children in the homes. They have not taken care of any other kid in their life.
It's their first time doing this.
It's their first time of everything. But there is even being last born and good last born.
Chejo plus
everyone is crying
responsibility.
To the other. And you're like, Now, when they were going through coming back to courtship, that period the girl has gotten pregnant, and she has said, "Me, I don't abort." And at her place, you
have to.
Are you sure this man envisioned a family with you?
Or was ready to have a baby or kids?
There's being ready to have a baby, but was it with you?
Okay.
Even you who is there and you are the lady.
Yeah.
Are you sure you got pregnant for the man you envisioned to be your husband?
Many suspects.
There's yo chinzu chikukwatira yo n'ogamba
Daniel Guava.
I am pregnant, but I'm afraid of abortion.
Yeah.
I might lose my womb.
Yeah.
Kamuzarire. But then your parents are like, want to see the man. That is the beginning of a marriage you never planned for.
Yeah.
Now, that is an emotion that you're going to store into the subconscious or the unconscious state. Every time you're raising this kid, but you're raising them of like, I had no option.
Yeah, but to just get you here.
Keep you here. But if I had, I would have taken you out. So you're not going to give this whole kid all your love. And some people even do not go and seek for parental sessions of like, how do I take care of these children? And the worst moment is when you reach a stage of, I'm forgetting how they call it in English, the stage of a walker.
Walker. Oh, it has some necrotic. It has some name, banang. So, excuse us.
Where the kid sleeps all day and stayed up all night. Wow.
I think I've seen that with my nephews.
I'm seeing people coming to work depressed, sleepy. And they're like, but they never prepared you.
And the stage is between how many months? I think
it's usually between 3. Sometimes it's between 2 and something there. But it's usually in the first, those early stages before even the kid can be able to mention a word.
Yeah.
And it's
a nightmare.
So now the kid has grown up. Let me say now that you've taken the kid to kindergarten.
Yes.
Now, where are you taking your child to kindergarten? Is very key. We're having parents who are out there.
Excuse me.
Is your wallet kaboja friendly?
Not my friends take them there.
Is your wallet kaboja friendly? I want my kid to go to Hillside.
Nah, give my kids.
I
tell you, we have that thing.
I want my kids to go to Green Hill. It is okay.
Yeah.
Is your wallet friendly to it? But our wallet would be friendly. Now you're taking on 3-4 jobs in a day. And you're choosing not to be available for the child. There's that training video that has been moving around the whole of this week of a kid reminding of their parents, you got big jobs.
Yes.
You forgot about us. You never even talk to me. You don't know how I slept. You wake up very early and leave. You come back very late when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
When holidays kick in, you take me to the village. And when school opens, you pick me from the village to school. Boarding section.
And that was a tagline for some time because our parents then thought providing compensates the unavailability, because when I'm working, you go to school, you feed well, you'd have whatever you have. But
you've bought me a tablet.
Yeah.
Do you know how I'm using it? I'll ask parents who are out there, do you even have Family Link on your phone? It's an application. It's called Family Link. Dubai, you can be able to check in on some things, or you can be able to follow up how long do they spend on WhatsApp, how long do they spend on TikTok. Some of you have used your own accounts to open up these TikTok accounts for your children. You've used your accounts to open up Google emails or what. You've used your own. You've put your accounts. But your account shows you are an adult. So the content they provide on Google
for an adult.
Is for an adult. So for you, like, a tablet.
Oh my goodness.
Before you know, have you tried to download music on either 2BD or music on any of those?
And then they bring naked.
Yeah, they bring a naked woman.
Yes, I've tried
of
that.
Like, hi, check out on
yes,
this.
Yes, I've tried that.
Your kid is going to tap. Now, your kid is going to begin watching that. Of course, they don't know what it is, but they're seeing it happen.
Yeah.
Now,
and that's how they get affected.
Psychologically.
Yes.
Now, where things go worse is when, they are seeing other people do stuff. And, curiosity. ages that beginning of curiosity are 7 onwards. Even 6, someone atani kukwebera curious of why is this way?
How did I get here?
Now the kid is seeing what they are doing and they're like, okay, that's a man, that's a woman, I'm a girl, she's a boy. We try it out against it. But because of the money, you're not available.
Yes.
You're trying to give your kid a life you think they need, but you're not available to monitor that life.
And okay, that reminds me, I think we were at campus and then this kid steals father's money. I think dollars, I think 20,000. And he just goes to spend it. But when the things that you've actually highlighted are the same things. This is a man who has a very big job. He's never around. So the kid commutes because he thought him being in the hostel, he would get spoiled. Now, that whole thing of commuting, the kid was already spoiled. So whatever he was avoiding, he did not do anything because already he was involved in drugs, was having a gang of friends. So one time he just wakes up, gets the father's money, and then goes and then blasts. So the same exact thing. So now this parent is devastated because it's like, where did I go wrong? I've provided for these kids. 𝑑𝒂𝒓𝒏𝒈. He has a car that drops him to school, then picks him up. So he tried that car monitoring, but well, nothing happened. He did not save anything. Before you know it, now the kid is lost on some island. He's trying to retrieve nothing. Now the kid went MIA. First son, he wanted him to just get a degree. You know, he reached a point of 𝒂𝒏 degree. Now, they locate the kid and up to now is in rehab.
And when you talk about rehabilitation, I've worked in rehabilitation centers. Oh, I'm having young souls there.
Yeah.
As young as 14.
Yeah.
15.
And it's so sad.
15. But my question to you as a parent, where were you? I keep on, I'm not blaming parents, but I bring it to you. Where were you? Part of the things on safe parenting is, do you know when the moods of your child are changing? Do you know when your character of your child is changing? How observant are you? Of like, you used to eat a lot, but lately you only take 2 bites and you're off. And you come in and you're like, hey dear, are you fine? Sometimes all your child needs is one day before you go to bed, walk into their bedroom. And they're like, hey sweetheart, how is everything? How was school? I noticed you didn't finish your supper. Are you fine? Now, you're building a safe environment where your child knows that even when everything is not going right, at least when mommy comes, I will open up.
And also you're creating that bonding.
Exactly. If your child is not already the age of 16, you have even to walk in, you need to even talk to them before they go to bed every day. If you can. If you're not available during day, genda mu buliri, genda mu kisenge kye. Konkona, if the kid is about 15 plus, ngambe, hey dear, I want to talk to you. How are you? How was your day? I've noticed today you watch TV less. What do you like more lately? You're always on phone. Try to find out what are they doing on phone, but in a healthy way.
Yeah.
You're always in the bedroom, pay a simu, and at 9 p.m. return it.
Yeah. And
okay.
And that's how parents do it. They just scream at you. Like their communication is mpachino, wachokola chino. Actually, even the thing that you're doing for enjoyment, you're criticized.
It's either my way or the highway.
Exactly. And also what I noticed is African parents make us seem like truly objects. I did not really grow up in that setup because I was raised with entirely logic. Single dad, no mother. So he just raised us with, if you do this, this happens. No spanking. But again, there are certain things that he missed out, like on emotional intelligence. When you look at the Western world, those kids are sharp. But when you get to the African setting, they'll tell you when you're actually that vibrant. They'll be like, kana kanukaina urujanja, kana kanukayogeza nyo. And then that child will fold. Then they lose their self-esteem because you've criticized them, the strong elements that parents have to actually notice about the kids.
True.
They just pinpoint at those. And then you grow up and you're trying to be like, Katioba, what am I supposed to do?
I know.
Yeah.
Everything that is fun to you is against some other people's beliefs. And you don't want to come to my space and understand me. Why do I want to do this way? Most of the times, parents do not want to find out why this child is choosing that at that moment. But they're quick to be like, Tochidam. But have you tried to find out why did I reach there?
Yes.
Okay, so if I've realized now I'm not safe doing it in your presence, now let me do it when you're not around.
Yeah.
Let me do it when you're not around.
Guilty as charged.
At the end of the day, for you as a parent, you're like, omwana wange na ine mpisa.
Kumbe.
Newe obere Dubai omanyi kyakola nga toliyo. Omwana wange munanga ine mpisa. Aye nonze ne bwe mugamba till you go for holidays at your grandmother's. Tankayanya by the omwana oyampe emirembe. Ne bwagende wa jjajjaawe. Do you monitor that?
Are they still the same person with you? I would hear those things of, omwana o, akola chino, nenga wembela nange tabikola. Yeah, I think it gets to that.
Abana bange they're all in boarding. Dear parents, and this is not against anyone's setup. If your child has not yet made, or if your child has not yet reached the age of 8, why would you take your child in boarding section? I have gone to some nursery schools. Oh, Jesus Christ. You meet a 3-year-old kid in boarding.
They have to wake up at 6.
In boarding. And you're seeing over 100 of them being taken care of one person. And you think that person is going to be emotionally available for your kid right from 3 years?
Never.
Never. Because jajjawe agena mukuza nga owe nga nawe yakukuza. But why would you just take the maka mutwala abereyo? No, get a school close to their home. Mwana agena somera mu ssomero lino. Bulita ba ssomero lino takyuka. And you're having your children learn to adapt in an environment that is toxic in their own way. Of like, oh, wano bakubanga okaabye, so what do I do? If I am hurt, now the Chichogambi, they zone out.
Yeah.
Even you seeing it affecting the same parents that are up here, they don't know how to talk about their emotions.
Thank you.
They are being emotionally abused.
Adults.
They're being emotionally abused by the partner, but what did they learn when they were growing up? Is to
silence.
Keep quiet. Because if you cry, they're going to beat you up asking you, che
yeah.
Because for them, they're not in your space. They are not knowing that when you're in bed, sometimes you get nightmares. They don't understand it. Maybe for you, you'd rather go to bed while somebody's patting you to sleep. Some of them you're getting up here in the relationship, you're a parent, but omwana wo kenyine asobola okukanga. I'm seeing parents who come for visitation days. It's the kid deciding. Mami ndoza tugende motoka. Mami tugende, like you're following orders of your child. Because even while you were growing up, you were not taught emotional stability, and you were not taught how to be able to manage and control situations. Kati omwana nje okuzizza mu mbeera, omwana akufuga. You never healed from that.
Yeah.
Oba for you in your mind you're saying, what if I am to tell this child what to do? The same way you were angry at your parent because they were telling you what to do. In a way that
you're trying to avoid that. Oh, wow. Banangi.
So I will dive into a few, because I know if you have to go deeper, we'll go deeper.
Yeah, because it's a long thing. Yeah.
So we can go into what are some of the safe ways a parent can be able to take care of their children.
Yeah.
One, emotionally be available.
Okay.
I know of parents who travel. They travel, but they're emotionally available. The moment she has landed where she's going, over to the UK, over to the US, the moment she lands like this, video call. Hi dear, how are you? Okay, tell me, sorry, I had a flight of 48 hours, but I am here. Tell me, how has it been for the last 2 days? How are you feeling now?
Yeah.
What support do you need from me? Oh, you're doing homework? Let's do it together. on Zoom, taliwo. What is the question? Read for me. Namaliza nagamba, okay, sweetheart, let me also get some rest. Tomorrow I have work. Umana nachimanya nti mommy is not here physically.
But I can feel her.
I can feel her. We'll still do homework together. You wake up in the morning, she's going to school. Driver namukubire simu nagampa omwana wange.
Okay.
Hi, how are you? Okay, have you reached school? Yeah, remember, you're stronger, you're wiser, you're smarter.
They affirm you.
You are going to be able to go through all this. And in case you have any challenge, you know what to do. Give me a call.
I think I've seen a video of a lady that bought those affirmation cards on Instagram, and she does a reel, and it's so sweet. And it takes me to what we're actually discussing today. I've heard you mention about the mommy part. We had a discussion with a gentleman previously, and just tackling the male mental health. I heard it's something you're actually passionate about. But when you're putting mommy in the picture, I've heard men that say, abana webakula, baddawa mami we. Yet in the lifetime, it was you providing. They neglect the emotional part because there is a mother figure in the house that will actually do these things. They have to nurture. So, because you did not bond with your kids while they were kids, now they bond with somebody who was there when they are adults. Mami chino, njagamba mami. Kati go kuze you're 50 years, 60 years, because you're not in their life. Now you want them. So I think also the male has to have some element in this thing.
Parenting is mutual. It's mutual. Whether financial, it is not only man. It's both man and woman. If we can both earn, we can raise our children together financially. If it is emotional, let's both be there. Over the weekend, if you're traveling, that is okay. But when you come back, do they feel you?
That you're here.
Like, oh, daddy is coming back over the weekend. If you have any plans, clear them. It's daddy time. And then they will be with you. They will play with you. They will like you. And they're like, okay, daddy, see you again on Saturday. By the time, and you'll find that they will love you so much because when you are home, it's you and them. Not you, them, and your work. Parents, another way is stop carrying work home. Always.
Laptop holders.
Don't make noise. I'm in a Zoom meeting. Oh dear. When it comes to my personal time,
it's personal time.
Dear clients, I'm sorry. The people who have called me over the weekend, hello, I'm having a counseling. I need urgently, I need counseling urgently. But on that day, if I'm with my family, I'm going to refer you to another client. Because as much as you need psychological well-being, is as much as my family needs it. And this is the only time I have for them. So I will never compromise my time for family unless it is a do or die. So be able to return home and be the mom at home. Then the other thing, when we look at social media, when you see something that your children are interested in watching and guide them. Tell them that these people that are online, they're just showing you the good parts of their life.
It's not real.
They're not showing you the reality. Some of these, by the way, some of these influencers, they call themselves influencers. Some of them even go to bed on an empty stomach. Do they ever post that?
Of course not.
Have you seen anyone wake up in the morning and posting, hi guys, and do another day without food? No. But they're showing you those posh places they sit in, take pictures of food once in a while, and your children are being compelled to those, thinking that for them they're not living a life. Some of your children are under social anxieties. You only take your child to church, you're having functions, you don't take them. Your children are telling you, mommy, I want to go this, I want to go that. You're not part of the fun with them. So then they're having somebody else introduce the fun to them. And the fun it is coming is a different thing.
Yeah, they'll just follow whatever that person brings.
I've seen parents who go for breakfast meetings with their children. But like, hi guys, this Sunday, we are not having breakfast home. We are going to Cafe Java's. Like teaching their children that beyond club, beyond weed, you can have a breakfast meeting with family and friends and it's fun.
That reminds me of kids that come to these open places and they're, when you see something that
Village excitement.
Yes. Oh God, it's village excitement.
I want to mention the mall, but everyone else knows the mall. You know the mall in Kampala that gathers everything called youth and teenagers here in Kampala. And they come there very broke.
Yes.
And they're coming there very broke. Dear parents, the perpetrators have also spotted the place.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming there and they can see a broke soul. And they would come like, hi guys, how are you? Can I treat you out? I'm going here to buy something. Like, oh, cool, fine. Because you've not given them that expression.
Yeah.
Someone is taking a kid for ice cream, but in their mind they're like, wait, dad buys this for us at home.
So I don't need
Actually, he goes with us. I don't need company of another person. Like, no, thank you. Because at home it's there.
Yeah.
And if you cannot afford it, be able to also explain to your children that you love this, but at the moment, you'll not be able to. And that brings me to being honest with our children. Don't try to live a fake life. Your children can see it.
Yeah.
That you're hustling through. Be honest with them. Allow them to also go through the same process of appreciating, you know what? We love this, but at the moment, dad does not afford it.
Does not have.
And it doesn't mean he doesn't like me. But when he gets, he usually makes up
treats me
for me. That is also very key. Talk about the things with your children. Because we understand the economy is hard.
Yeah.
But if your child has grown up to the level of being a teenager, they understand. When you talk to them earlier, before you first find them in a problem and now want to reprimand them. But you saw it coming.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I usually want parents to know is fear and respect are two different things.
The point.
Okutya nokuwa ekitiibwa byanjawulo. Kids might fear you.
The
but
table
when
you're
they don't
shaking
respect
has expensive drinks.
Let them break. Kubanga omwana ayinza kubanga akutya nenga takuwa kitiibwa.
Those parents that scream.
You come back home, baby, at the gate.
Everyone.
Mama. But within just 1 minute, the sitting room is cleared. No one is there. They give me my personal space.
Hey. They were like, oh, madam, what?
After, when you're on the dining table, everyone is
silent.
They eat. After them eating, good night, mommy. Do you know what they go do in bed?
They keep awake until 1.
They're sleeping in different beds. That's when masturbation kicks in.
Yeah.
But do you even see? Do you even know?
Wow.
That is when they're using drugs to go to bed. Some of your children are having insomnia, failure to go to sleep. But do you know what can help that? Just emotional connection with them. Where a kid will come and tell you, mommy, lately I'm having hard time sleeping. Just because you do not create that villain mode, they will come and tell you, mommy, I'm having hard time sleeping. What should I do? And then as a mother, that's when you realize that my child needs help or support. Either you bring them for counseling or you help them deal with their fears. What is failing them to sleep? Even not talking a bit mukambwe.
Naye abasinga bakambwe bannange. That
obukambwe tebukuza mwana.
Abasinga bakambwe. I've seen a meme that had, now the holidays have begun and it had that fat woman and her mouth was all and it was actually depicting that shouting or screaming mother during holidays. Oyinza okusula ewantu w'omuntu during holidays, but it's that screaming that actually wakes you up. Tewakoze kino kati gwe jangu. I was having a conversation with a relative. Her son had a shoe that was okunyiga
That was not
it wasn't
fitting
fitting well. So I could sense the way he's actually walking. So I'm like, are you okay? So he explains to me. So I'm like, the mother was like, watch toyogera. So in my mind, I was like, this you've not created that open communication. So the son feels like if they tell you something is wrong, instead of correcting, you're just gonna scream at them. And many of our African parents are old singers. They fall under that category.
You realize some of you can relate. Lately on TikTok, there's that thing of mommy once said.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy once said.
Yeah.
And really, people are bringing back past traumas.
Yeah. Oh.
Of like, you break a cup. It's not that you got it and you threw it down, but it accidentally has fallen or it has broken within the sink.
Yeah.
Of like, chimanabino yase. So now the kid, in their mind, they're like, if I break another cup, I either buy it or mommy doesn't find out or dad doesn't find out. Because bagenda either.
And that's why we hit things. We hit them.
They begin hiding things from you.
Yes, we hit them a lot.
Because they know the next step. Now the kid breaks the cup. The first thing is go to where the cup.
Instead of, are you all right?
Your child, you have to go and like, hey, hold up. Are you fine?
Yeah.
I remember one time I crashed a car and the mother to this friend of mine, when the friend called the mom and said, Mami tutomedde. The first thing the mother asked, are you guys safe? He said, yes. Secondly, did the police find you? To know. Okay. Can you drive the car back home? Yes. Okay, take it to the garage. We shall talk more when we get there. Now that,
oh wow,
do you know, it made all of us come and like, oh,
yes,
but
the calmness, yes.
Na yo mulala nti, hey, sibakwatako.
They don't know.
Sibakwatako.
Tode wange.
Jirete wakana isi kulaba. You find a kid saying, Katolaba, nende twabuzanga, mami ene se pichi njiteka wadeta wano kumutwe. Teka wano. Take one. They become sarcastic. So omwana natukisa na manyanti.
That dark humor.
When I don't know what to do and I ask mommy, still I won't be given the answer. It will just embarrass me the more.
Yeah.
So you have kids who have grown up. They even don't know how to shave because they can't ask. Omwana jakuja mnakuma kufanya, if I ask mommy how do I shave again akungamba. Kati yagala ambiriye. Yes, come na de mabega. People are learning the hard way. In this holiday that is coming, dear parent, if you don't know what to do, it's okay to not know, and I'm not blaming you. Come to the professionals. We offer family therapy. Yeah. We offer parental trainings. Come and find out. Because I know many of you are out there and you're wounded. You've never healed from your own traumas. You can't give what you don't have. First deal with your own traumas. After dealing with them, then be able to deal with the Gen Z.
That's been a heavy one. Thank you, Mr. Gitta. You've given us a good insight. First of all, parents, upcoming parents, we have to first heal our traumas before we start this whole thing of now I'm called Mama Gunt. Thank you so much for coming. It's been this topic is so wide.
Huge.
That I'm like, we've had like little time, but I played in no time, so we cannot continue. But I hope next time when I humbly request, we can have you back here because we
still have a lot to talk about. We still have to talk about parenting styles.
Yes.
We have to talk about parental generations.
Yes.
We have to talk about how we can blend in millennial with Gen Z. How we are going to look at millennial and alpha, Gen Alpha, because there are different ways in which we will deal with all these things.
Yeah.
So parenting, we cannot even if we talk about it the whole of today, because each and every parent there has their own life they went through while growing up. They have their own understanding of things at the moment and they have their own projections of the future. Until we get to sit in everyone's space and understand them in their own setting, we can be able to help them find solutions to solve current problems.
True that. Well put. Anyway, thank you again for coming on the show. We shall have you back here sometime in the near future.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you for tuning in. For those that have just watched this whole episode, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Those that are just joining in, it's still the Being Human podcast, and we just discuss real important issues. Today, it's been about parenting. Those that have not really given birth or are considering, before you heal yourself, please stay away. keep it safe, use condoms, use all the methods before you actually decide to have a kid or bring another human being in your mess. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.